Hey, it's Mark from Death Angel. I'm answering the Death Angel Q&A question section of our website. This question is from Alex Deathslayer Slizer, Norway. Hey Mark, this is Alex from Norway writing you. I'm a singer. There's one thing I can't figure out though. I'm really not able to sing Death Angel songs, so what I was wondering about is, how do you do it? I mean, how can you not get tired of constant screaming and even more screaming and even some clean singing here and there too? I just think you are totally awesome. Thanks a lot in advance. Well, first off, I just gotta say thank you, Alex. That's the highest compliment coming from a fan who's also a singer. Second being, how do I do it? Wow. I love what I do. I also have taken many years of voice lessons. I haven't taken them in many years, but I got the gists from what I needed. I took about 3 years of opera training and 2 years of power rock singing training. But again, as I said, I haven't taken any of those lessons since 1990. But I took what from each style of vocal lessons. I took what I thought would, work for me, and I also do a lot of things wrong. But that's the way of metal. And I've also just been fortunate enough to be blessed with a very resilient system. That being, in many ways, my throat and just recovering from getting sick. So I think it's just, other than that, it's just the style of singing I do. I've always been fond of new wave of British heavy metal, to Zeppelin, to Sabbath, bands that had singers in them. So I try to incorporate as much actual singing into the type of music we do, rather than just full-blown growling and screaming. So it tends to be more clean singing and screaming with me, and that also be the type of screaming I do tends to be more scratchy type screaming, such as inspired by, scratchy type voice singers from, Steven Tyler's scratchy screams to even just loving the old whiskey throat singers like Dan McCafferty of Nazareth, and even, early Rod Stewart with the Faces. So I just kind of incorporated it, and I practiced and practiced and practiced over the years. Even when people said, this guy sucks, this guy sucks, this guy sucks, and they kind of beat you down, but you know what, just stick to your guns, and eventually, you're going to win a lot of people over who even said that you suck, and all of a sudden, 15, 20 years can go by, and they'll hear you and go, who's this? So just stick to your guns and do what you love to do. And again, thanks for the compliment, and keep on screaming your own style, keep on doing what you do. As long as you're doing it from the heart, you're doing it right. Right on.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Will Carroll from Death Angel in Istanbul, and I am answering the Death Angel Q&A, and this is from Romeo Jr. The question is from Romeo Jr., and he says, what's up, Will? Saw the Gear Talk shit on YouTube, and I didn't know you're a right-handed drummer. Excellent. So is Death Angel different from any other band I've played in, stylistic-wise? Well, for starters, you're incorrect. I'm a left-handed drummer, but I play on a right-handed drum set. So, hey, look at this guy. No thank you, no thank you. No thank you. So yeah, I'm a left-handed drummer. I play on a right-handed kit, and I'm right-footed though, so it's kind of a big mess. Like, I lead with my left hand. I play open-handed with my ride and my hi-hat, open-handed, but I do all my fills right-handed, and I lead with my right foot. So it's a hodgepodge of a bunch of different styles, I guess. It's a big mess. But at the base, I'm a left-handed drummer. Like, I do everything with my left hand over here. And stylistically, from Death Angel, from all the other bands I've ever been in, hasn't changed at all. I've been playing this style ever since I was 10 years old. In junior high school, the lazy music teacher didn't want to switch the drum set around for me because I was left-handed and all the other drummers were right-handed. So I was forced to learn on a right-handed kit. And instead of playing like that, I tried playing like that at first, like a right-handed drummer, and it just didn't work. It didn't feel good. So I just started playing open hand, and to her chagrin, but it worked out. And every band I've ever been in ever since then, I've played that same style Whether it's single kick or double kick, I was in some bands with only just one bass drum, but still always open-handed, left-handed, doing my fills right-handed, and leading with my right foot. So there you go. All right.
Hi, it's Damien. I'm doing the fan Q&A, and this question is from Colin. It says, hey dude, are you a fan of Cliff Burton? Or is it just a coincidence that you got the same style going on? And actually, yeah, I am a fan of Cliff Burton. He's one of the pioneers of bass, especially when it comes to thrash metal, so it'd be impossible not to be influenced by someone as innovative as Cliff Burton. But, you know, I'd have to give a shout out to people who were there before him, being Geezer Butler was the first guy who just had it poppin'. That guy was, even to this day, it still perplexes me, his lines. And Steve Harris after that, Geddy Lee, and then I'd say Cliff Burton is in there. I think the coincidence with the Cliff Burton is everybody sees a Rickenbacker and they see thrash metal, and it's going to be a throwback to Cliff because that was the first metal thrash bass player who probably played a Rick. But I have to give it up to Geddy Lee, and that's the reason why I got a Rickenbacker. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Cliff.
Hey, this is Ted from Death Angel, and I'm on our Sonic Retribution tour, and right now we're in Istanbul, Turkey, and I'm taking the time to answer a question from Mike from Virginia. He asked, how the hell do you play guitar, sing, and smoke all at the same time? Well, usually I just play guitar and smoke during one song, which is Lord of Hate, and that song's kind of easy to play. It doesn't require any concentration. My hands and mind are on autopilot, so it's easy to do that. Sing, I wouldn't say I sing. I do backups. And Mark and Rob are the ones that sing. So there you go.
So, Mike from Virginia asks, when I write riffs, do I just sit down and riffs pop out, or do they just kind of pop into my head randomly? And the answer, Mike, is kind of both. I kind of sit down and riffs pop into my head randomly, but I just kind of jam out for a while, you know. Sometimes I'll use a click track, get a certain tempo going, or sometimes I'll just riff out and just start playing guitar and see what comes up. And that's kind of basically how I come up with riffs, just sitting with the guitar and playing. Sometimes they come faster, sometimes they take longer, sometimes I just write a bunch of riffs and some of them suck and some of them are cool. I listen back later and see what I like. And that's how the riffs are born. Thanks for asking, bro.